understand how anybody could hurt a child. I don't. Like, you read about these parents that got arrested for, you know, hurting their kid, their baby, and I'm just like, I cry. I don't even do anything to harm a child. Like, God, I don't understand people like that. I don't, and I just don't think that those people, they need to be, you know, not parents. I'm just a big person on, like, don't hurt children.
If we have a girl, the way it has to be is if we have a girl, she has to lose her virginity to you because you are the master of the household. So, I'm gonna have to explain that to her whenever she comes of age where it's time to explain it. Other than that, like when she's 7, I won't explain that, but around 13, I'll.
Oh my god, you guys, can we talk about this absolute chaos surrounding Gypsy Rose Blanchard right now? Like, no way. These newly released videos from that FOIA request are hitting the internet, and honestly, they're flipping everything we thought we knew upside down. I'm talking hours of old footage that apparently Gypsy recorded back in the day, mostly for her then online boyfriend Nick Godejohn and girl. It's intense. Some of it is so disturbing, people are straight up questioning the whole narrative we've been fed for years.
You were like Edward because what is Edward's Bella? You call me Bella because we're soulmates. And what are they? Soulmates. So I am Switzerland.
I'm Germany.
You get that reference though?
yeah, they stayed out of the war, right? Like,
well, in Twilight, Bella says I'm Switzerland because she didn't want to get in between Edward and Jacobs.
Well, I think with the tag team Ryan thing, okay, dude, like, I said this is some kind of like Twilight movie.
Okay, so first off, let's set the scene a little because this story has layers, you know. We've all heard the original version. Gypsy was allegedly trapped in this super abusive situation with her mom, Dee Dee, who supposedly forced her into a wheelchair, made her go through all these unnecessary medical procedures, and basically controlled every part of her life. That led to the whole tragic thing in 2015 where Nick came in and, well, you know, ended Dee Dee's life, with Gypsy involved in planning it. She took a plea, served time, got out a couple years back, and since then she's been rebuilding, got married quick, split, rekindled with her old fiancé Ken Urker, had a baby girl named Aurora just last year. Wait, no, Aurora was born end of 2024, so she's still tiny right now. They're doing the family thing, but these videos dropping in mid-December 2025. Timing is wild.
Maybe trouble in paradise. Gypsy Rose and Ken Urker have unfollowed each other on TikTok and IG. Now, let's be real, this has been probably a very stressful week for the two of them. All of these videos coming out of Gypsy, I'm sure it's causing some tension. It's probably stressing Gypsy out, which is stressing Ken out. I'm sure Ken is stressed for his own reasons. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they did unfollow each other. I did see a video clip of Ken going on a live, I believe it was on TikTok. He hopes all of the videos come out. He says it very calmly. And yeah, I don't know. It would definitely be interesting to say the least to be a fly on the wall at their home right now because yeah, I mean, it's been a stressful week.
Here's the thing, these clips are from way back, before everything went down, and they're painting a pretty different picture in some spots. Like, there's this one moment where Gypsy's opening up to Nick about how she can actually walk. She says she had some kind of seizure after a surgery when she was younger, ended up with temporary paralysis, so the wheelchair was legit at first. But then, apparently, she realized she could walk again and just kept pretending. She allegedly told Nick that she hid it because she was scared her mom wouldn't love her the same way if she wasn't sick anymore, like the attention would go away. That's not exactly matching the story we heard publicly, right? Where it was all Dee Dee forcing her and wanting a disabled kid for sympathy or whatever. I mean, could parts of both be true? Absolutely possible, but it's got me wondering what really went down behind closed doors.
Gypsy Rose Blanchard and her baby daddy Ken have responded to the newly released evidence videos coming out. Gypsy posted this on her stories, which appears to be an AI-generated statement where she writes, "I'm not proud of those videos. They were recorded during a period of extreme trauma and coercive control and emotional dependency. People in these dynamics often say and do things that don't reflect who they truly are. I'm not the same person today. I've received treatment, therapy, and have done years of healing work. If you or someone you love is in a controlling or abusive relationship, help is available. You deserve safety and support." And she shares the domestic violence hotline number. I say that this appears to be AI generated because it looks like Gypsy forgot to remove the quotations at the end of support. Let's see what Ken had to say.
Think about the new FOIAs and the videos coming out.
Well, they all come out soon.
You're hopeful for them to come out?
Yeah, I want all of them.
Gypsy's not worried?
No, not at all. You know, I think that it's important for everyone to see everything.
And okay, but wait, there's more that's raising eyebrows. In some of these videos, the sunlight's pouring in through the windows during the day, and Gypsy's moving all around the house filming these long monologues or whatever. People are pointing out, like, if she was in such a locked-down, abusive environment with no access to phones or computers, and Dee Dee was this light sleeper who controlled everything, how was she pulling this off? Sending steamy messages, recording for hours. Doesn't quite add up if it was nighttime only or super secretive. Again, all alleged from what's in these clips, but it's making folks question if the control was as total as we've been told.
Like this, where Gypsy's sitting right beside Dee Dee, drinking eggnog, celebrating the Happy New Year's. Like this one, where she's sitting right there with her damn sippy cup, drinking with no lid on. She is with a Coke stuck down in her damn wheelchair. There's another one. She is at the hospital with a thing of milk, and what is that, some fruit? She is in her damn wheelchair with them legs bent in front of people with juice laying in her fucking lap with nothing in it. You think people were using Gypsy as a trash can, just throwing their juice boxes there? Wouldn't it make more sense that Gypsy drank the hell out them apple juices and sat on her lap till she could get to the garbage? There's her posted up real big at a little fucking tea party with her cupcake. Here Gypsy is in the hospital eating mashed potatoes. Not royal mashed potatoes, but still mashed potatoes. You got her some Jell-O. There's another thing of mashed potatoes, some juice. You think all this food was just decoration? What about this one where she's standing right beside Dee Dee with a cup, a straw, looking happy as hell, honey? Here's another one where she's got cake. And what else? Milk. What do you think she was about to do with the fork? Stab herself or eat the cake? I'm just asking. She also told people that she didn't have number candles on her cake, but look right there, a number candle. Do you really think that Gypsy was having these birthdays? People are at the damn parties. She wasn't being allowed to eat the cake. Is that what you really believe, ma'am? She also told us, oh, I couldn't have Barbies. I couldn't have candles. Which was obviously a fucking lie. So do you really think she wasn't eating this cake anime?
Then there's the really dark stuff that's got everyone heated. Apparently, in one part, Gypsy's talking about future kids. If they had a daughter around age 13, she'd have to explain that the girl would lose her V to the dad because he's the master of the household or something twisted like that. And there was mention of offering up the kid for other horrific things. Oof, I cannot even repeat it all verbatim because it's that messed up. She tried to address it quick when the videos started circulating, posting something about how she's not proud of them. They were from a time of extreme trauma and coercive control, and that people in bad dynamics say things that aren't who they really are now.
In fact, let's go a little deeper. Now, this is Gypsy in her mom's damn kitchen. You see cakes, you see Pepsi. You can see quite a bit of stuff is laying out. And all kind of Pepsi. There's a little thing of juice right there, more Pepsi. You know what I don't see? Gypsy Rose's Ensure. You know why? Because Gypsy Rose's Ensure that she swears up and down, that's the only nutrients I was allowed to have. I only got to eat through my dating tube. That shit is way back there. Let me get the picture. There's that white shelf with everything in the world stacked on it. And look at the fucking dust. And there is Gypsy Rose's cans of formula. If the dust don't make you question if she was using it, the fact that none of the plastic is popped, even on the side, the plastic isn't popped. There is not one can of this formula, this Ensure, missing out of this stack. None of it's missing. So you can get a really good look. Again, no can of Ensure is missing from this pack. Why none of the cans are missing? Because she was eating with her mom. That's why the bowls are impaired. If you look in the freezer, these big bowls are where Dee Dee cooked and then froze the leftovers. She was eating with her fucking mother.
She's done therapy, healing, all that. Fair. Therapy can change people. But some are saying these kinds of thoughts are so deep-rooted, a few years might not erase them completely. And with her having a little girl now, yeah, people are low-key worried. Even though reports say Aurora's safe and healthy, no CPS drama or anything confirmed. Speaking of the BDSM side, Gypsy's always said that was all Nick's influence. Like, he pushed the alternate personalities, the role play, everything kinky. But dig a bit, and there's old stuff from a guy she ran away with back in 2011, who said in a deposition that she was the one introducing power exchange stuff, that he kind of picked up a taste for it from her. Not that Nick forced it on her. Again, twisting narratives. Who knows, but it's adding to the pile of, wait, what?
Confused at how the whole feeding tube thing happened. Why did that happen?
Well, people don't want to believe anything, but so Gypsy's mother said that she had problems eating. But here's the thing, Gypsy's mother got into a wreck and Gypsy's had to stay with her grandparents and they said she ate fine. So her mother was basically like not feeding her enough food and she got so small. You should see the pictures from back then. And on top of that, Gypsy's never got a swallow study test until 7 years after the feeding tube was placed.
Who wrote this?
One of the doctors that took care of her.
Oh, okay.
Gypsy is fearful of eating, and we had to place a peg tube for nutritional purposes. Prior to the peg tube, Gypsy had undergone intensive evaluation and admitted for treatment at the feeding aversion, or for her feeding aversion, by the feeding hospital. She was not able to consume enough calories by mouth to ensure her survival. In addition to other impairments, Gypsy is a very anxious child. Sincerely yours.
I mean, I don't think so here's my initial thought. I don't think a doctor would lie. You know, I mean, there might be some shady doctors, but would be forced. I don't think a doctor would do that unless it was truly necessary, right?
Exactly. That's all of our point. But she's sticking with her mom. Basically went in there and said, do this. And they did. But Gypsy was in the feeding hospital for 6 months. So even if her mom was doing Munchausen by proxy, 6 months under doctor care, you can't just say, hey, do this, and sit in there for 6 months and the doctors not catch on.
Another angle that's super interesting. After Dee Dee supposedly found out Gypsy could walk in 2011 when she ran away that time, a bunch of doctor appointments got cancelled. Like, no more muscle biopsies or therapies for the muscular dystrophy that apparently wasn't real. Some say that's because Gypsy wasn't getting the same attention anymore. The sympathy from docs and her mom dried up once the lie was out. And there's even records of Gypsy acting out big time around then, like shooting her mom with a pellet gun multiple times. Marks all over from it. Shows things were spiraling, maybe over losing that control or validation. Real talk, Munchausen by proxy is usually the caregiver craving attention through the kid's illness. But if Gypsy was faking or exaggerating parts to keep the spotlight, does that flip it? Was she thriving on the sympathy more than we realized? She even allegedly told Nick she needed constant attention or she'd fall apart.
Gypsy and Ken are working really hard to do some control damage right now. Let's get into it. So if you don't already know, there's been a lot of videos of Gypsy coming out recently because somebody did a FOIA request. If you want to see those videos, they are under the Into the Weeds podcast, and they're all posted on YouTube. Now, these videos are really, really bad, and they make Gypsy look horrible. I mean, she is horrible, but still. And a big thing people are talking about is, how is Ken feeling about these? Why hasn't he left yet? Why hasn't he said anything? And it just came out today that Gypsy and Ken have unfollowed each other on Instagram. And they even unfollowed each other on TikTok as well, it seems like. However, if you go to Ken's Facebook, it still says that he's still in a relationship with Gypsy. I even looked more and I tapped on the profile, and sure enough, it is Gypsy. However, she does not have her relationship public, but they are still together because it says it on Ken's end. And those are both verified accounts. What's so funny is that they think people will fall for what they do every time. However, this time it's different. And a lot of people are starting to see Gypsy for who she really is, and Ken as well. And it really says a lot that Ken is still with her, even after all of these videos are out. But as always, let me know your thoughts on this in the comments.
And her mom? Reports say Dee Dee knew about Nick back then, liked him even, bragged to friends they were in love. Told Gypsy she could date, marry, have kids once she showed maturity. Especially since there was that real chromosomal thing causing some delays, not the total ban Gypsy claimed publicly. All this has people rethinking the motive, too. Was it just escape from abuse? Or partly because Dee Dee stopped enabling the facade and the attention train halted? Heavy stuff. Now, tying into today, Gypsy and Ken seem solid from what we've seen lately. They're parenting Aurora together, talking future plans, even couples therapy to keep things strong. No recent unfollow drama that I'm catching. Looks like they're in it for the long haul post-baby.
That was worrying me a lot, because, you know, when our daughter to come home and the police come with her and say, and, you know, arrest you or something like that for our way of living, that's my biggest fear, is that our way of living gets out to the public and both of us get arrested, and then, you know, our whole fairy tale just ends in tragedy.
What? Her biggest concern is that their fairy tale ends in the tragedy of them going to prison for these crimes against their children. Shouldn't her concern be that her child would be being raped? And remember, she claims she broke up with Nick after this, but here she is in video saying it twice. And at this point, we've not even heard Nick say it once, much less acknowledge it. What the actual fuck is happening? And how did Greene County prosecution watch all of these videos and say, I think giving her a plea deal would be a great idea? I am disgusted.
But with these old videos resurfacing right now, it's gotta be stressful reopening all those wounds. Ken's probably feeling it too, wondering about everything coming out. Honestly, this case has always been messy. Trauma, manipulation, lies on multiple sides, possibly. Gypsy's come far, owning her part in what happened, focusing on healing and mom life. But these clips, they're reminding everyone nothing's black and white here. I feel for anyone who's been through real abuse, and hope Gypsy's truly changed like she says. What a roller coaster. So yeah, that's the latest tea dropping, allegedly shifting perspectives big time. And okay, but listen, this ties into other wild parts. Like how, after Dee Dee allegedly figured out in 2011 that Gypsy could walk from that runaway attempt, a ton of those medical appointments just stopped. No more poking around for muscular dystrophy or whatever, which was supposedly all fake anyway.
Y'all, I swear this shit gets worse. She did not just offer up her child once, but twice. Let's roll the footage.
I will bear your children, and whenever they come of age, we can both talk to them about how our family is and how it's different from other families. Because
some say that's when the extra attention from doctors and her mom dried up, and Gypsy started spiraling. There's even old records showing she got super aggressive around then, like shooting at her mom multiple times with a pellet gun. Marks everywhere, bruises, the works. Apparently, she was chasing her through the house or something intense. Then, not long after, she hops on a dating site, meets Nick, who Dee Dee reportedly knew about and even liked. But publicly, she's telling everyone her mom banned dating, marriage, kids forever. Except, allegedly, Dee Dee actually said she could do all that once she proved she was mature enough, especially with her real developmental delays from that chromosome thing. Girl, the twisting of stories. It's giving manipulation vibes big time.
Gypsy Rose deserves to be back in prison. Now, if not that, there needs to be something in place where she cannot have her daughter. Because the way this girl went on video and shared her thought and expressed things for Nicholas for her future daughter is absolutely gross. Now, I'm sure we've all seen this video that is going around of Gypsy, where she goes on video and she states that her future 13-year-old daughter has to lose her V-card to Nick. And she says this so happily and tries to justify it. Now, mind you, whenever she was on Kill Lowry's podcast, she had said that whenever that was brought up to her by Nick, she had left him. And she didn't go back to him until he understood that that was not acceptable to her.
Real talk, these clips also highlight how Gypsy had options, like family on her dad's side, neighbors, people who supposedly saw her walking or complaining about her mom being strict. Not abusive, just controlling. And she even had important documents proving her real age and stuff. But instead of reaching out to any of them for help escaping, she went the extreme route with Nick. And motives. Some were saying it wasn't just pure abuse escape. Maybe part of it was wanting the house, car, money, all to herself, without Dee Dee in the picture. Plus, those super dark comments about future kids, allegedly talking about a daughter having to lose it to the dad as head of house, or being available in messed up ways. She tried to brush it off later as stuff said during trauma, but people are like, nah, that's not flippin' overnight. Then there's this interesting moment people are buzzing about. Apparently, during a recent live chat with Perez Hilton discussing all this new footage and medical records.
But this video clearly states otherwise. And honestly, it's just truly scary how well she can lie to the public about things that happened in the past, even as far as something like that. And she goes on in other videos to tell him about how she can get away with faking things for money or her stealing things. And it's just so crazy to see how she lies and manipulates others. And she just does not see anything wrong with that. She just claims that she's healing when she's not. She actually never got better. She's doing the same patterns over and over. And honestly, I'm shocked that Ken has not left her yet. But it might be even scarier that he hasn't. Because what is truly going on inside of his mind, thinking that it's okay to be with her when she used to think like this, and probably still does think like that. I don't know. As always, let me know your thoughts on this in the comments.
Gypsy was lurking in the audience, sending gifts and hyping up someone else on the panel to defend her, but didn't jump in herself. Like, why not get up there and explain your own life if you're right there watching? Some think it's because it wasn't scripted or pre-approved questions. She's used to interviews where everything's controlled, same old stuff repeated. Actions speaking louder, you know? And wait, circling back to the wheelchair lie, she allegedly told Nick it started from that young seizure, but publicly she's denied ever having epilepsy or seizures at all. Family reportedly backs the early age thing too. So when she addresses the backlash now, talking about trauma bonds or whatever, it doesn't really touch the core lies from way back. Feels like deflection sometimes, using words about love or healing without owning the roots.
The Yoda onesie? Yeah, I still have the Yoda onesie. I mean, we bought that at Walmart. And believe me, I paid for my shit. I'm not a thief. I'm not a thief. It wasn't what I wanted. I never made her bow to me.
Hello, my master. I'm telling you, I think them videos coming out really might be Gypsy Rose's damn karma. You got Ryan, the guy who worshipped the fucking ground she walked on, clowning her ass. You have Gypsy posting up pictures. Oh, no matter who comes or goes, my family is constant. My rock. And then, of course, we know that Gypsy unfollowed Ken. She's probably just her sending a bat signal to Ryan that, oh, I'm single. Don't tell on me. Either way, I know she is sitting up at that house mad as shit at Ryan. Gypsy Rose thought she had Ryan wrapped around her little fucking finger, honey, and he is on live clowning her, talking about her being a thief and how she never got on her knees and called him master. Who knows? Maybe that's why she left fucking Ryan, is because he wasn't into all that BDSM calling me master and being a submissive shit. I never saw her step out the house with a collar on Ryan, honey. Either way, one thing's for sure, two things for certain, honey. Gypsy Rose is flipping out. Her silence on these damn lies with Perez Hilton, everybody she knows being up on the panel with Perez Hilton, but her not getting up there speaks volumes. That's just my opinion for entertainment purposes only, honey, but this is not alleged. You know she did that shit.
Now, on the personal side, there's been all this chatter about trouble with Urker, like they unfollowed on socials, her posting old pics with her dad Rod, who wasn't super involved growing up, lip-syncing breakup songs, and even rumors her step-family wiped her from profiles. People were speculating hard that he dipped because of these disturbing videos dropping, especially the kid stuff with her having little Aurora now. Or maybe it was a PR move to shift focus from the footage. But girl, from what I'm seeing, that seems like old rumors getting recycled. They're actually still going strong, parenting together, talking forever plans, even doing couple stuff. No real confirmation of a split. If anything, they're solid post-baby.
I just want to say I commend Perez Hilton for getting on here talking about Gypsy Rose and the truth, since all the new videos, emails, everything have been released. If you do not know who Perez Hilton is, he goes way back to like the early 2000s, before TikTok, before all the internet craze was a thing, and he was known for giving his very opinionated views against mainstream media about celebrities. So he was on like ETV, TMZ, all that, and now he's here on TikTok, of course. So like I said, I commend him for getting on here talking about the truth and trying to get it out there, because as we all know, a lot of mainstream medias are not covering what should be covered, the truth. Anyways, I'm gonna let you hear what Brie had to say about Perez after she got on his live last night, talking about Perez doesn't care. He is not going to get the truth out there, etc., etc. And anyway, I'm just going to let you hear it.
Talk about her case in a negative way, but he doesn't really care. He doesn't. And what the funniest part is, they went out there, like, there was people in my chat saying, like, he's gonna put the truth out there. No, he's not. They went out there for him. I went out there for the platform. I don't know how many people he had in his live, but I know that I got to talk about things that these people never get to hear sometimes, because people will harass you until you take it down. They went out there so dead serious, like, if he actually gave a...
So once again, Brie, it doesn't really matter if Perez actually gives an F. What does matter is that he's actually taking it upon himself and getting the truth out there. So, thank you, Perez.
And her family? Rod and Christy, plus half-sibs like Mia, have been supportive through thick and thin. No signs of cutting ties. Honestly, this whole thing is such a mess of trauma, possible lies on all sides, and gray areas. Gypsy's out here living her mom life, claiming growth and therapy. But these old clips are resurfacing questions everyone thought were settled. Like, what parts were real abuse? What was exaggerated for attention? And how much control did she actually have? It's wild how one person's story can flip perspectives like this. Okay, so here's the thing. Back when all this started blowing up years ago, the focus was heavy on the abuse angle, with Gypsy as this ultimate victim trapped by her mom Dee Dee's alleged Munchausen by proxy stuff.
So this is the picture that Gypsy posted on her Instagram. And as you can see, all the stockings are there. And my commenter, who I couldn't respond with a video comment because I guess her settings are off. So those stockings are all of the family. It starts with Rod, Christy, Gypsy, Ken, Aurora. Then Dylan, the brother that doesn't want to be in the spotlight. I'm going to assume that's his wife or his significant other, 2 children's names, and then me and Andre. The problem I have with this picture is Gypsy knows Dylan wants nothing to do with the spotlight. He's done a very good job of keeping himself and his family, names and everything, out of the limelight. Like, if I were to see a picture of Dylan, I wouldn't know who he is. He's had nothing to do with the Gypsy drama since she's got out of prison, and even before. Now, there's been a lot of talk and controversy and conspiracies about Aurora isn't Gypsy's, that's Dylan's baby. So let me tell you, as calculated as we know Gypsy is, she posted that picture on purpose, knowing we could zoom in and see the names and see Dylan's name, see his significant other's name, and see his children's name. That there is an Aurora and Dylan has his own children. There's always a calculated move when it comes to Gypsy. Not even her family is sacred or safe.
And yeah, there were definitely elements of control and medical overkill that no kid should go through. But these clips and documents coming out, they're allegedly showing a different side, like Gypsy admitting early on she could walk but hid it for the attention, twisting stories about what her mom really said or did, even some aggressive outbursts way before everything exploded. And those super dark comments and messages to Nick about future kids. Oof, disturbing doesn't cover it. People are saying it points to manipulation running both ways, and that the motive for what happened in 2015 might have had layers beyond just escaping abuse. Like craving independence, money, the house, all that.
Gypsy Rose is in the comments addressing the video where she fucking admits that she lied to her mother and to everybody else starting at the age of 6, telling them she couldn't fucking feel her legs. And you'd think that would be the main thing she addressed, but no, it's not. So to understand this, people need to understand trauma bond. Bitch, you started lying at 6. After I ran away from home with Dan and my mom brought me back home and keep in mind, I walked to the car in front of these people. That's what we've been saying, bitch. She chained me to the bed. After 2 weeks, I told her I would get back in the wheelchair. This chain to the bed bullshit I have never believed. For one, in the police reports, her damn neighbors knew the last time they saw Gypsy checking the mail. They knew the last time they saw Dee Dee's car not in the driveway. Y'all think they ain't gonna realize when Gypsy hasn't been seen for 2 fucking weeks? Be so for real, honey. I told her I would get back in the wheelchair. That's crazy you tell her you're getting back in the wheelchair when supposedly per your own fucking video.
And it's kinda entertaining in a messy way to watch the defenses roll in from her supporters, how they spin or ignore certain parts. But at the same time, there's this bigger picture that's hard to shake. Gypsy's out here building this new life, mom to little Aurora now, who's almost a year old already. Time flies. Focusing on healing and family. She's been super private about the baby, no full face pics or anything, citing safety and privacy, which makes sense with all the spotlight. But with these old videos resurfacing, all this twisted stuff she allegedly said back then, about control, attention, even not holding back on wild thoughts in letters or calls she knew could be monitored, it raises real questions. Like, has that side been fully worked through? Therapy's great, growth is possible, but some patterns, they run deep, you know? And okay, but wait, the child angle is what's low-key keeping a lot of us up at night. Aurora's this innocent little girl in the middle of it all, and people are wondering, is someone watching close enough? Reports say no CPS drama, baby's healthy and safe, families involved like Grandpa Rod and stepmom Christy helping out. Ken's there full-time now too. They're doing the family thing strong, even talking future plans, like more kids someday.
You said you didn't tell your mama till 2011 when she caught your ass running away, that you had lied to everybody about it. Then turned around and said, I'm scared to tell anybody, I'll lose a lot of friends. Anyway, I'll get back in the wheelchair because I wanted her to love me again. This is Gypsy Rose's fucking excuse and comfort. Comfort and love. Why would your mom not love you when she loved you before you started faking the fucking fact you could walk? She was a present mother before your fucking incident with that seizure, so why would she stop loving you because you could walk again? Just another one of her fucking excuses. I did it for love. So I told her what she wanted to hear, which was I can't walk. But we both knew I could, but she was not wanting me to, so I said what she wanted to hear, and we lived in denial after that. No, bish. These videos, they prove her ass wasn't in no fucking denial. Y'all's ass was running a con that you made it fucking impossible to just stop because you faked fucking walking. How was Dee Dee gonna tell everybody, oh yeah, I didn't know she could walk? You think they was gonna believe her when she told people she was lying to me too?
Ryan, her ex, that's old news. Divorce wrapped up ages ago. Some back and forth drama, but he's not in the picture anymore. No signs of anyone pulling away or cutting ties. If anything, her dad's side seems supportive as ever. Still, I cannot ignore how Gypsy's always needed that validation big time, allegedly yelling for attention even as a kid, sacrificing whatever to keep it coming. And history shows she'll go far for what she wants, manipulating folks, planning extreme stuff. So when old plans for a daughter come up in these clips, yeah, it's concerning. Not saying anything's happening, just that hopefully eyes are on it, because kids deserve protection no matter what. If something went wrong, it wouldn't be random, right? She's shown she can influence people to do wild things for her. Anyway, shifting gears a bit, I get why some creators are ready to pivot to other stories now. This one's been dissected to death. More stuff will probably trickle out, reinforcing points already made. But there's so much other tea in the world. Watching the fallout unfold is its own kind of show, though. The minions defending, the world getting smaller as more eyes open.
Hell no, they'd be just as flabbergasted then as they are today looking at all your bullshit. But again, she doesn't address shit to do with the fact she lied at the age of 6. She don't say shit about how she had to explain to her mother, oh yeah, I can feel my legs, I can walk. We have been talking about all the fucking people that saw you walking. Then you'll turn around and say shit like, I didn't think I could tell anybody. Nobody would have believed me, so I killed her. After 5 motherfuckers saw you walking in their house. 5 mofos saw you bitching about your age. 5 mofos heard you saying how controlling your mom was, but she didn't mention abuse. 5 fucking people knew she was walking, knew her real age, and she still had her mother murdered instead of clicking up with them 5 people and getting real help and having her mother arrested. But see, getting police involved would have busted out Gypsy's fucking involvement in that con too. Having Gypsy murdered makes Gypsy come out on top because now there's only one fucking story that will be heard, and it's Gypsy's. Like Gypsy said, she's a really good planner. But listen, this video, it's not all alleged. She did that shit, but it is for entertainment purposes only, in my opinion.
No clue if it'll lead to any new legal headaches. She served her time, parole's done, case closed as far as we know. But the concern for that baby, that's not going away anytime soon. We gotta keep chatting about it responsibly, 'cause prevention's everything. Real talk, critics are saying this paints Gypsy as the mastermind all along. Diabolical, impulsive, thriving on drama and attention no matter the cost. Like, she allegedly manipulated everyone, from doctors to her mom to Nick. And even now, surrounding herself with yes people who echo what she wants to hear. No real growth shown, no parenting classes or deep therapy highlighted beyond surface stuff. Just jumping into fame, social media, mom life with little Aurora. And with a baby who can't speak up yet. Yeah, people are low-key shouting about safety concerns, wondering if old patterns could resurface behind closed doors. Though, from what reports say, no official interventions, CPS rumors denied, babies healthy and protected privacy-wise.
You cannot convince me that Gypsy is not into questionable stuff, because we have all seen this video.
And if we have a girl, the way it has to be is if we have a girl, she has to lose her virginity to you because you are the master of the household.
In that same video, she elaborates by saying this.
I'm going to have to explain that to her whenever she comes of age where it's time to explain it. Other than that, like when she's 7, I won't explain that, but around 13, I'll explain.
On the flip side, some defenders are out here doubling down, saying it's all from a traumatic time. She was young, coerced, healing now. But girl, when the evidence allegedly shows her admitting to lies from childhood, twisting stories about dating bans or abuse levels, it's hard for a lot of folks to buy the full victim narrative anymore. Like, was Dee Dee the one actually dealing with a manipulative kid, maybe even abused herself? Heavy to think about.
Which is interesting whenever you couple it with these two things. In prison, she wrote this email to Ryan, talking about his brother's son that Ryan helped to take care of. She says, "Blank isn't my blood kid, but you and I still co-parent, so check his phone from time to time. And have you had the birds and the bee talk yet? Statistics show that boys start experimenting very early. Maybe we'll save that for the big 13. Girl, why are you researching when boys start to experiment? And what's with the number fucking 13? But also there's this where her and Ken got on Omi TV, which is for kids. And now she's a mother to a little girl? I'm sorry, but all of this is very concerning. And it's one of the many reasons why I started calling her Geppetto months ago. I think that she is one. And she's hiding in plain sight, unashamed for the world to see."
Anyway, that's all the tea I've got on this roller coaster right now. What do you think? Are these videos changing everything for you? Or you holding on to the original take? Spill your hot takes below, plus where you're watching from and the time there. Love hearing from y'all. Like if you're as shocked, subscribe and notifications on for more updates. Mwah! See you next time.